Okay, I'm finally at a shop. Let's go ahead and sell some of my inventory. Let's see how much Mars tentacles go for. It's not surprising. Alien flowers, kind of cheap there. So are the shrooms, grass, red shrooms. Yeah, this plant life just seems to be quite worthless. Got some awesomite L3 there. Red planet terrain. It's even more worthless. Wood. There we go. Base price 200. I'm gonna get 11,000 for this haul. Not bad. Foliage. Base price 100. Gonna get 99 off of that. So that's nice. I was right about the leaves. They're a little bit less valuable, but because there's so many of them, it's better to do that. Okay. Get rid of some of them rocks. The dirt. Got an L3 here. How much does that sell? 1,000? Alright. Go ahead and sell my L2s and L3s. I'm keeping all the minerals. Quantigen L2. Quantigen L3. Plextanium L2. Exogen L3. Exogen L1. So I've got myself a nice little collection of minerals here. Looks like I may have enough, or I do have enough minerals to start buying some more recipes. So I need another block that I really want a recipe for. So let's go back to the shop. They got some antimatter cannons, so let's go ahead and buy 10 of these. Let's get a recipe. Looks like it's going to need a whole lot of things. Hardened hull, purple hull. That's just not a good recipe in general. I really can't wait until the recipe system makes more sense. Negate, blue paint, and processors. Okay, that's not too bad. Let's try to get one more. I really don't like having to re-roll for recipes, but these recipes are just ridiculous. I don't know what was wrong with just being able to make things from set formulas, but oh well. Purple paint, quanticide, memory, and black paint. It seems like I'm just going to have to use paint in these. This one looks like it's the best one of these. So I'm going to need SDW1 processor. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these. And since I'm going to get 10 off of that, I'm going to go ahead and try my luck with one more recipe. Oh, there we go. That's a much better recipe. It only requires a processor of some sort and a memory of some sort. And I think that this memory is the same one as the one that I have for that other recipe, so I'll be able to use the same resources in antimatter cannons and salvage cannons. So this is the good one right here. Now we've got a recipe for antimatter cannons, salvage cannons. I'm not really too big on the missile arrays for now. Let's try to get some thruster recipes, because those are very necessary in building ships. So let's buy a recipe for that. Check it out. Exogen and white hull corner. That might be a good recipe depending on what kind of recipe we get for white hull corner. Let's just try again. Protein, plextanium, and protein 2000A. Let's go ahead and see what the recipes for the proteins are going to be. So, protein 1000B and 2000A. So, I don't think I looked at that recipe right. 1000B and 20,000A. Okay. Let's go ahead and buy 10 by recipe. You cannot afford this. Needed 10, available 0. What? It costs 10 foliage blocks. That's a little weird. Okay, so I shouldn't have sold my foliage yet. But that's okay, because anything you sell to the shop can be bought back. Because it goes into its inventory. Let's go ahead and buy 10 of these. And we're going to buy the recipe for the protein 1000B. Where is it? Keep going, there we go. And we're going to buy the recipe for this. Quantanium and Vapicide, that's perfectly fine with me. So we got one of the ingredients for our coil thruster, and it's just 2 base minerals. So it's going to be, or I think it requires 4, or something like that. Let's go and get a recipe for 20,000A and see what that needs. Ten grass flowers. Let's see what they got here. Grass patch, grass flowers. Negasite, Quantanium, and Exogen. It seems like it's a little expensive, but because it's just minerals, I'll go for it. And this is the good recipe, and this is the weird one. Well, it could be weird. Let's go ahead and see what the white hull corner recipe is going to require. White hull corner. Let's find it. Let's go ahead and buy 10. Let's buy a recipe. Quantanium and Plextanium. So that's going to be 6 minerals for 1 hull corner, or it's going to be... Actually, to be honest, this is a much better recipe than these two right here. So it would seem that this, along with this, is actually a better combination of recipes than this one with the protein and these other two. So let's just go ahead and sell that. Sell this, and sell this. And I'm going to go ahead and sell these back. I don't know why I got a sample of that item back instead of what I had to pay to get the recipe. That's a little odd. Okay, so I've got a recipe now for cannons, salvaging cannons, thrusters, hull corners, and these things, but that's only because those are what needed to make it. This is needed for this recipe, and this is needed for this recipe. But so far, with just these 5 recipes, I can now turn minerals into these lovely items right here. And it's quite nice. Let's go ahead and try to get some more recipes and see if I can... I'm going to get the recipe for the hull that I want in a minute. Factory, manufacturing, processor. I do like the idea of having recipes and having to work to get good ones, but the current recipe system is so weird that I'm not really wanting to invest that much effort into it. So I'm perfectly fine with just playing around with it with the resource demand turned really low. I'm going to go ahead and buy a couple of these gravity units and a build block or two so that I can actually build some stuff. I'm going to need some plex storage as well. This isn't really stuff that I need extremely large quantities of, so I don't have to worry about manufacturing it yet. I'll always be able to get enough that I need from a shop. This is something I need a recipe for. In fact, I'm pretty sure I should have already got one. It looks like I didn't. Okay. So these power generators, I really need a recipe for those. So negasite, exogen, and protein 3000B. Let's see, let's try one more recipe. This second one. Succumite L1. That's it, just 4 of them. That's that kind of weird thing I was talking about. Let's make sure that that's the, yeah. It's that weird thing I was talking about where you could get like an extremely valuable recipe that does stuff like that. Now I can get power generators for just 4 succumite. And 4 succumite may be a little rare, but you know, as long as it's only one thing, I'll have plenty of it because mining runs would yield a lot of resources. As long as I'm at one of those wasteland planets, I'm sure I'll get enough succumite. That's a planet, okay. Power tanks. Quantanium, Cenomite, and Vapacine. I'm completely satisfied with any recipe that just requires minerals. Because that's ultimately my goal, is to have recipes only require minerals so that I can just funnel minerals into the factory and have it pop out all the things I need to build ships on massive scales. So I will go out of my way a little bit, like with these two here, to get a recipe that requires, get another recipe just so that I can turn minerals into another thing that is required to turn minerals into that. Let's go back to the shop here. Look at more things that I have to buy to make ships. That's it for the power. Let's go back to the ship blocks. Then once I get all that stuff sorted out, I will get my hull. Whatever blocks are needed for my hull. I may go ahead and get some missile arrays. SDBB missile array. Missiles aren't as useful anymore. They're not like these godsends that just automatically destroy your target. But having missile boats are still pretty fun. So I will go ahead. See what kind of recipe I get. Red paint, memory, and hardened hull. It seems to kind of be stupid to use hardened hull in a recipe because I'm going to actually be getting hardened hull for my ships. Let's go ahead and try another recipe. I'll just go ahead and buy 20 and try 2 more recipes. Hardened hull, Cenomite, Yole nucleus, and science bottle. I'm not messing with that. Protein, brown hull corner, and processor. I think that one is better than this one. Not entirely sure though. Hardened hull brown, SDW1 memory, red paint. Let's go ahead and try. I really could have just got rid of one of these recipes. Let's go ahead and put some of this stuff up. Hardened hull green corner, protein 10,000A, meditate L1. Um, let's just go ahead and get rid of a couple of these recipes. Buy another one. Protein 30,000A, protein, that's a lot of protein in hardened hull corner. Well, looks like I'm going to have to go through a lot of bullcrap just to get missile launchers. Oh, and look at that, the first one I get after that is just SDR1 memory. Perfect, let's go see what that needs. It's a formula that I already have. Alright then. I guess that simplifies things a bit. So I'm going to go ahead, just to keep myself organized, I'm going to keep this one above the two things that need it. Okay. What else do I need recipes for? Shield dispersers. Negasite, brown hull corner, SDG1 expander, and science bottle. That is a lot of bullcrap. Purple paint, prototype. There's no rhyme or reason to any of these recipes at all. They're just literally random stuff. There's no prediction, like there's no properties that would make one thing better for making shields and one thing better for making hulls. It's just, here, I'll go ahead and stick with this one because it's two things I don't even know what they do, so I can easily believe they're used in the construction of shield generators. So I'm going to need SDW1 expander and SDB1 expander. SDW1 expander. Yep. For Extranium L1. That's a good recipe. So now I need SDB1 expander. I do not have Negaside L1. I don't have Negaside? That's odd. Huh. I'm gonna go to the shop. I'm not gonna buy any Negaside because I don't want to buy minerals, but I am gonna look at the description of the Negaside. You know what? I'm not even gonna look at the description because if it does give me a hint, that would probably be pretty bad. I'm gonna go ahead and put this here and this here, and I'm gonna find a planet that I haven't been to yet, or a kind of planet that I haven't been to yet, and see if it has Negaside on it. Are there any asteroids nearby that look different? You know, I think I know what I'm gonna do. I'm going to my navigation thing here. I'm going to go back to 2, 2, 2. I'm not going to show it on camera because it takes a while to do that. And once I get back, I'm going to try to scout out to new planets that are close to my sector. And once I do, I'm going to find them. I'm going to name them. Here, I'm first going to take a little side trip to this asteroid, see if it's got any Negaside on it. I'm going to find a planet, I'm going to name the planet, after a font, of course, and then I'm going to write its coordinates down and explore its surface, taking samples of all of its little minerals and goodies, and see if it has the negasite I'm looking for. And I'll be right back when I get back to the shop, because this one just looks like it's going to have the same minerals that most of the asteroids like this have always had. Just vapicide, plextanium maybe. Alright, so I'll be right back. Okay, I'm in Sector 223, or I'm approaching Sector 223, which means I'm extremely close to 222. So I'm going to go ahead and... this should be it. Yep, there it goes. When I get there, I'll be back in my home sector, and I'll be able to begin looking for some planets nearby that I may be able to find that material that I need, which is not extranium, but I forgot. I could probably look it up at this shop to see what it is. So it's manufacturing. Yeah, here it is. It's still highlighted for me. Negaside. So negaside, is that even a mineral or is that something else? I'm not going to look at the description of it, but I will look and see if negaside is a block of mineral. Yeah, there it is. It's some kind of yellow thing. Negate is white. Negatate is white. Okay. And it would appear that quanticide is some kind of like green. Alright then. So, I'm looking for some kind of... it look like yellow, I think? See, my short-time memory is not very good. Now let's find a planet to go to that may have what I'm looking for on it. There should be a grouping of planets near... not that one, that's the one that I flew to earlier. There should be a grouping of planets that look like they're near a star. Yeah, here we go. There's the star. I'm going to head to one of these planets. It's kind of hard to tell what the atmosphere of a planet is whenever you see it, star. So let's see if I can occlude the sun or that star. That kind of works. I'll go ahead and go to this planet right here. But first, I'm going to name that star because it's a feature that's really close. It's pretty much universal. That star will always be there, so I'm going to go ahead and name it. So, I don't really know what I want to name the stars after. The planets are named after fonts. Oops. I'll think of a name while I'm on my way to the planet. Actually, I can't really think of any names that would sound cool for stars. Oh well. Maybe I should just be thinking for a name for this planet once I get to it. I got a good name in mind for a desert planet, but I have to make sure it's actually a desert planet whenever I get to it. And yeah, this planet is much closer than those other ones that I went off to. Every time I go to those planets, it takes like 10 minutes to get back. But I haven't even had to cut the recording and I can still see progress being made on getting there. It's getting closer. I'm getting excited. I'm about to discover a new world. There's a whole bunch of new worlds here. But I'm really excited about this one because I think it may be a desert. I want me some cactus. I still need the 1 million credits to build a space station before I can even put my factory down. I'm not sure if it just costs $1 million to use a build block or what. But whatever it costs, I'm gonna pay it. I could build my factory on a planet. It doesn't have to be at the origin. I just wanted to build at the origin to give me more of a reason to keep going back to it. That's really just starting to be an annoyance at this point. What? No. No. Okay, where'd that planet go? That's annoying. It was right there. Okay, here we go. I really don't like having to reorient myself to find where I'm going. Oh, there it is. There we go. So this is the bottom of the planet. I could just mine from here, but, you know, I don't like doing that. So let's go ahead and roll ourselves around. Wow, I'm rolling very slowly. Why am I rolling so slowly? I'm not that heavy. At least I don't think I am. Yes, it's a desert. I'm naming this place Sans Serif. Oh yes, I still got this problem. Never been so happy to see sand. Okay, I'm gonna pick up these little branch-looking things and some rocks. And since I know that there are some things that can require plant matter for their manufacturing ingredients, I think I'm gonna collect an even more sizable sample. There we go. I do like how those recipes require plant matter or some other feature from a planet, because it actually gives you a reason to come down here to various planets and collect the life forms there. Getting myself a pretty diverse sample size here. I need to get at least 10 of each one. I need more rocks. Now collect at least 10 cactus by hand, but I'm going to go ahead and collect the rest with my ship, because collecting $1 million worth of cactus is going to take a while by hand. And it is fun to get down here and explore, but it's not fun to stay on the planet all day just punching down cactus. So I'm going to use that technology to make it easier on myself. And I think the first thing I'm going to build when I get my factory, my shipyard up and running, is a salvaging ship. Because at that point I'm just a manufacturer and can start mass producing all my stuff. And I'm going to need materials or minerals to drive that. Well, darn. There seems to be a very large abundance of this purplish orangutanium So deserts are very plentiful in orangutanium. Let's see. Yep, orangutanium. I was hoping for Negaside, but no matter. In fact, it looks like I'm only seeing orangutanium. Yeah, I said I wouldn't do this, but oh well. Where is some more minerals? Maybe, yeah, there we go. There's a cave over there. Caves are mineral gold mines. Oh, the bottom of the planet is mineral gold mines. Oh yeah, the bottom of the planet. I'll go down to the bottom of the planet and look and see if there's anything other orangutanium here. And if so, I'm going to have to leave because, you know, I really need to be getting some of that Negaside. Can't really be afford to be in orangutanium land when there are other places with orangutanium. If I needed just orangutanium, I would clean this place out, but I need a lot more than that. I'm not really trying to set up a factory that only takes one mineral in. I'm trying to set up a factory that takes in a bunch of different minerals. For some reason, I just like jumping around. Okay. Let's go ahead and get some of this cactus. And by some, of course, I mean a lot. Because I'm going to need a lot of money to build that space station. Looks like the salvaging beams have some kind of range on them. It's okay, they need something to balance them. Not like they're imbalanced, but it would be kind of ridiculous if you could mine an entire planet without even having to fly there. Looks like my thrust is strong enough to keep me from falling down on the planet whenever I'm holding shift. Okay. Oops. Yeah, that just looks like orangutanium. Huh. Why do I roll so slow? Yeah, this... Okay, I'm going to use this as a good enough sample size to say that the only minerals on a desert planet are orangutanium. So that kind of confirms that there are certain planets that are better for certain minerals than other planets. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get some more cactus. I'm going to write down this sector so that I'll know how to get back to Sans Serif whenever I need orangutanium. The desert world of Sans Serif. For fonts, that's any font that doesn't have serifs on it. There we go. I'm thinking I'm going to be going to that world right there next. I'm not sure what kind of type of world that it is. But I think I've done enough already. I went back to my home sector. I bought some more recipes. A lot more recipes. I found out that deserts only are useful for orangutanium and cactus. It's good enough for me.